Hey guys, it's Kennedy. Yes, it's your girl Kennedy from a whole single. And I'm just coming to you today with another video about dating versus relationship. We need to know the difference because dating is getting to know someone, exploring that person's personality, their habits, their traits. Whereas relationship is something a little more deeper, a little more committed, and and it's an agreement. So let's talk about dating. Dating is a way for you to get to know someone. Remember, date is data attained through experiences. So as you have experiences with this person, you're going to the museum, you're going to the movies, you're going skating, you're going bowling, you're going to the botanical gardens, you're going to all these places and you're having conversations and you're getting to know more about their feelings, their views, their values, their morals. This gives you insight on, is this a person that I may want to be in a relationship? But listen, it goes both ways. The other person, whether it man or female, they're gathering data about you as well. They're gathering data attained through their experiences with you. So at various points, each person can have different feelings about where they want to go in this experience with you. So let's take our time and be sure we gather enough data to know whether this is someone you want to go further with in life. So now, when I look at dating, in the modern world, we meet someone, you may go on a couple of outings with each other, then some people, they cross the line, they go ahead and they have sex, and then boom, all of a sudden, because you've laid down with this person and shared your most intimate parts, some can just assume that they're in a relationship with that person. Like, hey, we've done the do now, and so now you're mine. But not everyone feels that way. Some people, it's just a physical act. So, and their own gratification, but they still haven't either gathered enough data about you to know if they want to be with you for the long haul, or they either know that they don't want to be with you for the long haul. But hey, if I can go ahead and get this milk, why buy the cow? So we have to be mindful of where we are in this process with this person. Okay, don't rush too fast. That's why, it's good to be chaste. It's good to hold those things to yourself. See, our bodies are God's temple. This is where the Holy Spirit lives. And we don't want to defile God's temple by doing things that we are not supposed to do in His sight or in His eyes. So, say you've met someone and you've had 2 or 3 dates, and on those dates everything was wonderful. In speaking from a woman's perspective, I'll say he was a gentleman. He opened doors. He made sure that I was comfortable. He made sure that he gave me compliments. He looked longingly at me and made me feel like I was desired. And because, see, this is the thing, when we are attracted, our eyes, it's our eyes. If you see, like for me, I see that brother and he look like he's been working out, like he goes to the gym regularly. He has that facial hair and everything all coofed just right. Everything is lined up. He has manners. He holds his posture well, like he's assured of himself. I might look a little bit, because, that pride of the eyes, we see what we see and we like what we see. Now, when we follow that too closely and you start to lust with your eyes, then that's when we get in trouble. That's when we go ahead and say, you know what, we just throw God out the window and be like, Lord, I know I'm wrong, but I'm going to have to go ahead and handle this right now. And then 2 days later, you haven't heard from them. 3 days later, a week later, you haven't heard from them. Then what's going on? Your feelings are hurt. You're thinking you're in a relationship with this person because you've given your body to them, and they're not in a relationship with you. or you have gone ahead and let them know, hey, she was easier than I thought. So I didn't even have to work so hard. So see, that's where we get caught up. For real now, I'm just gonna be like, hey, I'm a whole single and I have to tell you the whole truth. And that's just where it is. We need to know where we at in this. What are we doing now? So I remember I was listening to a podcast one day, and this couple, they had been married for years, and they were, talking about how they got together, the things that they did when they first were dating, and how they knew they were in a relationship. So she says that she was getting ready to go out with some of her girls that night, and they were going to a nice popular spot. Now, knowing he knows her well enough to know that when they go out, she's fly, fabulous, and flawless. So he knowing she's gonna be looking good and smelling good when she go, and that there are gonna be other men there. So now she asked the brother a question. She says, "Okay, now before I go out on this date, before I go out on this outing with my girls, tell me, am I going out as a single woman or am I in a relationship?" The brother spoke up really, really, really quickly. And he said, "Oh, no, no. We're in a relationship. We are together." So she just wanted to know. She said, "I just wanted to know before I went out because, there are going to be other people there. And I want to be able to tell them, you know, where I am or how available I am to them." And so that let her know she was going out with her girls and she was coming back with her girls. There wasn't going to be no exchange in the phone numbers, and there wasn't going to be any "I'll meet you for coffee tomorrow." That she was with this brother, and that was the end of that. So, but see, there it is. That is commitment. When you're dating, you're not committed to this person. You're committed to trying to find out about them. You're committed to trying to gather data to see if this is someone you want to spend some more time with. Every date builds on the next. Every date builds on, what is my intensity to want to see this person again? What is my desire to be around this person? Do I trust myself when I'm with them? Do I trust them when they're around me? Do they know where I stand with my father? And do they know where I stand with my body? Do they know where I stand with my beliefs? Do they know where I stand with what I want and how I see my future? And do I know that about them? These are the things we're gathering as we're dating. So it's good to not move too fast because you want to make sure you've got enough data to know if this is someone that you want to spend some more time with. Every date builds on the next. If you didn't have a good date on the first date, probably not going to be a second one. If you did have a good date on the first one and you get to the second and third, then you know it's going somewhere, that they have a desire to be around you. Time Time is something we can't get back, y'all. We can't get our time back. You may be able to give me my money back. You may be able to give me my car back. You may be able to give me a TV, but you cannot give me my time. The time that I spent with you, the time I took out of my day, evening or night, to talk with you, to leave my home, to get dressed, to put on a little lip rouge and keep on and make sure I look good, to be around you, to be on your arm, that you're, pleased by your eyes at what you see. But we also want to be pleased by our ears and our heart and discernment as to what we're hearing from this person and what we're observing when they're around other people. Like I said, how do they treat the lady at Walmart? How do they treat the cashier at Publix? What's going on in their family? How do they treat their siblings? These are the things we want to know about a person, their values, their morals, their beliefs. Do their beliefs align with mine? Are we evenly yoked? Do we believe in God the Father, Jesus the Son, and the Spirit of the Holy Ghost? Do he believe or she believe in the Trinity of God? Will they value my values? These are the things we want to know while we're dating, so that if we ever get to that point where we've decided we're going to be in a committed relationship with each other, we know where we stand. But once we get to that point, there has to be a commitment. Then you know you're in a relationship. Have that talk. Some people are not easy. I hear people say, well, you know how I feel about you. No, I don't. You have to tell me how you feel about me. Some men and some women. They're not big talkers. They're not good at expressing their feelings. But there are ways for you to get to understand where you are in that relationship or in that dating. Are we still, ask the question, are we still dating? Or if I go out with my girls and somebody sees me and they have that pride of their eyes about me, can I give them my number? Are you going to be offended? Are you going to be upset? Because some people dating is just that, dating. They don't date just one person. They may be dating two or three people, gathering data on two or three people. And then you may have gotten to the point where one you may cleave to a little more than another because guess what? The data that you're obtaining from this person is leading you more and more towards wanting to spend more time with that person and that person you. And then the more you feel that you're wanting to spend more time because you have more interest, you have things in common, you want to learn more about certain things, or at this point in dating, you are just comfortable sitting in a room with this person, even if no one says anything. Now that's when you know that's a companion. That's a companion. If you can sit in a room with someone not playing any music, not watching the TV, nobody surfing the cell phone, seeing what's on Facebook or Instagram, and you're just sitting there enjoying, like going to the botanical gardens. That might be my next day. And just see, can we sit here under a tree and not say anything, look like Forrest Gump and his girlfriend sitting on the bench? Can we just do that and watch the butterflies fly around and look at the petals on the flowers flay back and sway back and forth? Can we just enjoy being together? Can we just enjoy that time? Then that gives you a good indication of this person as far as being in a relationship. Could you be in a relationship with them? Because how many times, if you have been in a relationship before, and so say I'll go back to me and my husband, we could do that. There was a point we could sit in a room and not say anything, and we would be enjoying ourselves just because we're spending time, just because we were in close proximity to each other, just because every now and then I could look over and see his eyes, and I could, or every now and then, we got peripheral. I could see that he's just sitting there looking at me with this little look on his face, like if I could read his thoughts, I would believe that he's thanking God for this woman, and it would be the most amazing feeling. But that was a relationship, a deeply rooted relationship. And so there's times in a relationship, or if you're living with their husband and wife, live together, you're not talking all the time. It's sometimes you want some quiet. So see if that person can be quiet around you. If they feel the need to have to talk, the need to have to say something in that moment. Is there any more awkward silence? If there's not any more awkward silence, then that's the beckoning of a relationship, when you can just sit and enjoy someone's company. But the first thing I want you to know is dating is gathering data. Relationship is building on the data that you've obtained. So now that you've gathered this data from dating and you've decided you're going to be dating exclusively, that's a commitment one. Now the question, are we dating exclusively? Am I only dating you? When you both come to that agreement, then now you're still in the dating phase, but now you're in a committed dating phase where you're only committed to gathering data about this person to see if you can be in a relationship. Now, once you get to a certain point and you've gathered that data and they've gathered that data about you, and you've both decided, hey, we need to take this a step further because I don't want your interest to fade from me, and I don't want your interest blurred or distraction from anyone else. I want to make it with you. I agree to have good times. I agree that when we have disagreements, we agree on what we will do and how we'll solve those disagreements. Put it out, write it down. Oh yeah. I remember, and I might have said this before. Priscilla, Priscilla, um, Tony Evans' daughter. Her husband said he had to write a letter of intent to marry his daughter. Tony Evans asked him, hey, you're going to have to write it down. You want to marry my daughter? Write it down. Write down what you want and how you're going to take care of her and all this. And then maybe I will let you marry my daughter. He said, because this way, if I give you permission to marry my daughter, I have it in writing what you said you're going to do. And I will be able to give you this back to you and say, hey, this is what you said. When I agreed, so this is what we said. When I agreed, when you agreed that we were going to be exclusive with one another, now we're going to be in a relationship with each other. We have decided, we have committed, we have told each other exactly what our intentions are, and that we do have a hope for a future with each other, that we are not going to be dating anyone else, that we're not looking for anyone else, that we want to see how we will handle these things in life together and build on this relationship. Okay, so that's the first thing. We just want to make sure that we don't get those lines blurred, because people can get their feelings really hurt. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we move too fast. We go into and doing things with another person that we shouldn't have done yet. And then when things dissolve, you're feeling really ugly. You're feeling used. You're feeling abused. You're feeling like you've given your pearls before swines and they've trampled all over them. So hold your pearls, clutch on them pearls closely until you get enough information to know if there's someone that you want to share your your pearls with. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. This is Kennedy, a whole single, and that's what we're talking about: being a whole while we're single. Love you guys by the gallons. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time.